Hey music teachers, Andy Mullen here with another tune teaching tutorial for you using the song Shoo, Fly, Shoo. So let's first hear the tune. Ginny, roll disc.
Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the kitchen, driving me crazy, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the peppercorns, flies in the salt cellar, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the gummy bears, flies in the marshmellers, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the pancakes, flies in the waffles, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the syrup, isn't that awful, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the ketchup and flies in the mustard, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the berries and the cream on the custard, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies on the fries, on the flies, on the fries, shoo, fly, shoo. On the flies, on the fries, on the flies, on the fries, shoo, fly, shoo.
All right, as you can hear, it's a pretty repetitive tune, both in terms of structure and in terms of melody and harmony. It starts off with flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy, and then there's a repeated part, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy, and then there's a shoo, fly, shoo. So the first thing that I would have students do is just listen to the song, and you can either play it with a guitar, you can play it with a ukulele, you can put on the recording. Sometimes I just put on the recording, give myself a little vocal rest. So we listened to the song, and I would ask them to listen to the song and see if there's any parts that are repeated. And then I sing the song or play the song. And then students are usually really, really good at answering, yeah, there's a shoo, fly, shoo part that happens over and over again. And I say, absolutely. And then now let's listen to the song again. And can we sing that shoo, fly, shoo, and shoo, fly, shoo? Ready? Here we go. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy, shoo, fly, shoo. Go through the whole tune like that. And then at that point, you've got lots of options for ways to squeeze some musicianship out of that tune. First thing that you might want to do is pull a pattern.
Pull a pattern.
Ginny, I did not approve of that cutaway. We're going to have to talk about that one later. So anyway, yes, you could definitely pull a pattern. And the easiest pattern to pull out of that tune is the shoo, fly, shoo, which is do, mi, so, perfect example of a major tonic, and shoo, fly, shoo, which is a descending major tonic, so, mi, do. So I might tell the students, I might point to something like this and say the words shoo, fly, shoo are actually on the pitches do, mi, so. And when you audiate do, mi, so, what is that called? Major tonic. Great. And when you audiate so, mi, do, is that a major tonic as well? Yes, it's a major tonic, good. So anytime you hear shoo, fly, shoo, instead of singing that, could you sing do, mi, so? Let's try it. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy, do, mi, so. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy, so, mi, do. And then go through the whole song like that. So I think it's really important to make connections between familiar tunes and the material that you're teaching them in the musicianship portion of your class during your LSAs, your learning sequence activities. Unless you make those connections, the pattern work is just going to become meaningless for students. But if students can see it come alive in the literature that you're doing in the classroom, then it really, really makes sense for them and they can get a little bit more buy-in. So after you've pulled the pattern and made the connection between major tonic and the song, there's a couple different places that you can go. One thing that you can do is have students sing a different tonic pattern in response. So instruct students, instead of singing do, mi, so, you can sing any other combination of do, mi, so. You could sing so, mi, so. You could sing mi, so, do. You could sing do, so, do, or do, mi, do. Let's try it first and just audiate. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. Try that a few times and let students hear it in their brain. Next, let's try it all together. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. Oh, I'm hearing so, mi, so. I'm hearing do, do, do. I'm hearing so, so, so. Good, let's try it a little bit louder. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. You might ask for individuals to respond. Who's got one? Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Right on! Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. I heard so, me, so, good for you. The next logical place to go for me is to repeat the whole song, except do it in minor tonality. Roll disc, Jenny.
Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Shoo, fly, shoo. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. Shoo, fly, shoo. Flies on the peppercorns, flies in the salt cellar. Shoo, fly, shoo. Flies on the gummy bears, flies on the marshmellers. Shoo, fly, shoo.
And then repeat the same rigmarole that now we're in minor tonality instead of do, mi, so. We're going to sing la, do, mi. So let's try that. I'll sing the words, you'll sing la, do, mi. And you'll sing mi, do, la. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy, la, do, mi. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy, mi, do, la. So we've repeated the exact same song in minor tonality, and then comes some partial synthesis. Partial synthesis is reinforcing musical context, and one of the ways that we do it is to pair one tonality against another tonality so they can hear them side by side. One of the old Gordon axioms is we learn what something is by what it's not. So what is major? It's not minor. What is minor? It's not major. And that constantly hearing them paired back to back, side to side, is really important for their musicianship. So I might do something like this. All right, musicians, now your charge is going to be, if you hear it in major tonality, you're going to sing do, mi, so, or so, mi, do. If you hear it in minor tonality, because the resting tone is la, you're going to sing la, do, mi, and mi, do, la. First, just listen and see if you can hear it in your brain. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. Flies in the peppercorn, flies in the salt cellar. Flies on the gummy bears, flies on the marshmallows. All right, let's try it. So you're going to sing do, mi, so, and so, mi, do if it's major, and la, do, mi, and mi, do, la if it's minor. I might do the first couple of them with them. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Do, mi, so. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. So, mi, do. Flies in the peppercorns, flies in the salt cellar. La, do, mi. Flies in the gummy bears, flies on the marshmallows. Mi, do, la. If you think that that might be a little bit too challenging for your students to remember do, mi, so, and so, mi, do, as opposed to la, do, mi, and mi, do, la, you could play a quick round of two corners. If you think that it's major because you're audiating do as the resting tone, you go over there. If you think that it's minor because you're audiating la, you go over there. Let's try it. Flies in the peppercorns, flies in the salt cellar. Students would go over there, hopefully. Flies in the gummy bears, flies in the marshmellers. And they go over there. Now I like to take this song to the keyboards, and we begin our keyboard studies in the key of C major, and we play do, mi, so, and so, mi, do, and mi, so, do. They learn that root position tonic chord in C major. Do, mi, so, mi, do. So you can take these keyboard cards that I made that are based off of the great people over at Little Kids Rock. As you can see, when you use these keyboard cards and pop them right behind the keys, they outline the tonic chord. And right now we're in C major, and I can have students play do, mi, so, and so, mi, do. So I would sing the song and have them play that on the keyboard. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy, do, mi, so. Then I would move it up to F do and do the same thing. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy, do, mi, so. And flies in the kitchen driving me crazy, so, mi, do on the keyboard. I can try it in any number of keys. With the 8th graders, we play this game where I move it all up and down, and I call it a key, and they have to go to that key, F, G, A, B flat, and it's a good way for them to learn the tonic chord in all the different keys. You could do some more improvisation, just like you did before, and as opposed to having them sing it, you could have them play it. Flies in the buttermilk, flies in the gravy. Play a different one. Flies in the kitchen driving me crazy. Flies in the peppercorn, flies in the cellar. And then try it in the key of D. And then, all right, let's try it in G. I know that. And then could you try the same thing in minor tonality with using minor tonic chords? Absolutely. Well, I hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. That tune is called Shoo, Fly, Shoo, and it's from my book, 50 Tunes for Teaching. Love to get your copy. Hit me up there in the comments, and I would love to hear from you. Ginny, you and I need to talk.
To get teaching ideas and notation for this tune and many others, check out my book, 50 Tunes for Teaching. To get started teaching with Gordon's Music Learning Theory, you might want to check out my brand new book, MLT Any Music Teacher Can Do Day. Both are available on my website and at Amazon.com.